and just sort of the stick-to-itiveness of a guy like Jalen Hurts with the confidence you have to have in yourself and the workman-like approach day in, day out to improve at the craft of quarterback play. Fields has seen that have success in Jalen Hurts, and I think that just enhances his, already sort of self-made confidence that he has in his skills to improve.
I hope you're right. All right, David Montgomery had a catch and run for a touchdown in this one. His first receiving TD all season long. Do you think that Montgomery should have and should continue to be more involved in the passing offense?
I think especially, you couldn't necessarily go into today's game knowing that you weren't going to have Chase Claypool. And, even beyond that, you don't necessarily have other wide receivers who you feel like you necessarily set a game plan around. But I think it'd be great to see David Montgomery as a pass receiver, to your point, Lou, be a part of that game plan and say we can create matchups with the route running ability of David Montgomery, putting him in the slot, matching him up against linebackers and safeties, and even Cole Kmet. I would put in a similar conversation here. Now, Cole Kmet isn't the route runner that David Montgomery is, but he's a very sure-handed, big-bodied tight end. Over the last 3 games here, that's something I'd like to see as far as just this offense continuing to evolve. See if you can create specific matchups with guys who maybe haven't fully earned that yet, but you have an opportunity with 3 games to go to try and experiment a bit with how do you start to create matchups with guys who you believe will be a part of this thing moving forward.
All right, Big A, Velus Jones fumbled again today.
Yeah.
Matt Eberflus, after the game, was pretty open with the way he felt about it. He was not happy afterwards. What's next? I mean, you've already had him sit as a healthy and active. I mean, is there any chance that this team gives up on a guy that they spent a 3rd-round pick on?
I don't believe they will yet, but frankly, it's because the stakes of this individual season aren't that high yet. And so it does allow them to say, we're going to give a little bit more space, a little bit more breadth for our 3rd-round pick to eventually develop here. Now, what is that role going to be? We've seen them try to use him as a ball carrier. He was out there, split out wide at receiver, didn't see a lot of separation in that regard either. So was it a misevaluation, or is there something internally here where you can end up developing a guy who does have some raw traits to be able to be a playmaker with the football in his hands? That's going to be a question that's going to be answered over the offseason.
All right, finally, they'll be talking about yesterday's Vikings' historic comeback over the Colts forever. 33-point comeback. That broke the 92 Bills' 32-point comeback win. Since 1930,